Okay, so today I'm getting caught up on a lot of videos that I haven't done. This book has been done for a while, but I hadn't made the video for it yet, so with it being fall, it's the perfect time. This is the Memory Box Nightfall paper collection. It's very fall, a little bit spooky, but I was able to use the paper for this fall book, and it doesn't have any spookiness, just pretty fall colors. There's a transparency with a little bit of art glitter behind it. I hope that shows up. It is very sparkly and pretty. The flowers here, this is just a daisy petal, a whole bunch of them that I put in upside down. So if you think of how the daisy petal goes, I did it upside down and layered it with some brads, and I think there's probably 5 petals on this flower. And then behind it is the Martha Stewart flower punch. I'm going to try and turn it a little bit if you can see. And there's 3 layers of that, and what I did was pinch each flower petal together to give it some dimension, and I layered it, punched a hole in the center, and then stacked them all behind this flower, and then I hit the edges of it with gold ink and heat set it. And then this one is just a smaller version of that flower. I think I said Memory Box die, just some lace trim. This is an envelope mini. It's got the long number 10 envelopes, I believe, and they had the end flap. You'll see in a minute what I did with those. So that's the cover. And the first page I simply embossed. This is my favorite stamp, I think, in my whole collection. So I just simply embossed it and left room for a nice big photo there. There's a little half transparency right here, and then got a Martha Stewart punch. On the back side here, there's just a little ticket that tucks right in to the punch border, and it holds it nice and secure. I'm not going to be able to talk about some of the other papers I used here. There's a very random collection. Primarily I used that Memory Box Nightfall's paper, but you'll see a lot of other, like this is from the K & Company. I think it's called Tuscan Sunflowers. Just was in my scrap box, and it matched the colors very well. So there's an embossed piece. Let me turn this up a little bit. This is just an embossed piece that I took embossing folder, embossed it, and then trimmed around it, and I just hit it with some copper metallic ink and heat set it. So it looks like wood almost. It's really pretty. And a simple tag, room for a photo, room for a nice big photo on this page. And on this page, this is a Tim Holtz die on the edge die, and let me see if you can see the, again, I used that copper ink and just kind of brushed it across to distress it a little bit. This is a 7 Gypsies paper, I believe. That's from the Color Box paper line. And that tucks in there, room for a big photo behind it. Okay, so here we go and get into some of the envelopes. This is the half piece of the envelope that was left after I cut the long piece off. And there's a little bingo tag, and it's got its own little tag attached, like a little jeweler's tag. And room for lots of notes. And then on this piece of paper, I just took a piece of cardstock, I embossed it, dry embossed it, and then I rubbed over the top of it with a brown distress ink. And this, again, is the little piece of the envelope that's left after. So there's one tag, room to journal on the back. Just tucks in. And then this is the Dragonfly Transparency. So this is, I got these at a Stamp Expo. They were transparencies, and you just cut out the image, and then you use this clear glaze on the back, and it adheres all your art glitter. So I just love using that. It just gives it such a pretty finish. Couple of tags. Again, this paper from my scrap box. Room for a big photo there. Let's see if I can turn that so you can see it a little better. There. Sorry, the light sometimes is a little bright. Each one of the pockets has a big photo mat. So again, this is scrap paper. And my favorite stamp again. It's a giveaway, right? When you see it more than once in one project, you know it's one of my favorites. And on the flap here, now this is another one of those flowers that I punched it, and then you can see here, hopefully you can see better, glue string, that I took and just pinched each petal to make it stand up. And then I used that as a layer behind the flower that I made, just out of a little piece of ribbon and a bling. Maybe if I turn it, you can see the dimension. Okay, anyway, and then there's a little tag here for journaling, a little bit of antique lace, and just a little stamped edge. Oops, stuff coming out. And then this little hydrangea flower looks a little squished, but it's layers of hydrangea petals and I think some daisy petals. So I just crunched it all up, spritzed it with a little bit of Lindy Stamp Gang. Ginger sent me the bottle. Ginger, thank you so much for getting me addicted to yet something else wonderful. I'm sorry I don't remember the name, but I did spray it with that. I hope that the color's coming through because it's very shimmery and pretty. And then I just used some random little bits of leaves and twigs that came out of a kind of a garland from Michaels. I did a round photo mat. Again, there's another piece of paper out of my scrap box. I felt really good about kind of digging in there and using that. There's another. This is a graphic 45 paper, came out of my stash. And then just some smaller tags to write little notes. This is, I think that's a Martha Stewart punch. And everything tucks right behind the gate. Keeps it nice and secure. And then this is a little half pocket. It's got a, so you know the strings that come off of your regular size tags? I save all those strings compulsively. And then what I did was I put one of those little gloobers down, and then I just twisted about 5 strands of string together and just coiled it up. You can see the ends right there, just kind of tucked in. And it just made a really cool little flower. Let me see if I can just move it up a little bit. I hope the color isn't washing out. My camera sometimes gets a little goofy with the colors. It looks like it did. There, it's coming back. And here's a little tag. It says Abundance on it. These are rub-ons from a basic gray. I think the Indian Summer line is what I used. The same with this tag. It was a rub-on from basic gray Indian Summer. And here's a little tag. And then this is one of my favorite stamps, and what I did was I just stamped it on with a Stays On Timber Brown, and then I used my Jelly Roll Stardust, I think it's called, pen, and it did this very pretty shimmer. I know that's hard to see, but it's really very, very pretty when you see it in person. There's also a piece of vellum ripped behind here to make a little pocket. Okay, on this side there's a button with some dyed seam binding in there, holding it on, and then just some flowers that I took apart, and 3 little Say It With Studs, I think is what those came from. Some 7 Gypsies paper, I believe, a memory box, and a journaling spot. And more paper from my scrap box, and there's another little rub-on from Basic Gray. This is 7 Gypsies tag, and some dyed seam binding with just a flower that I kind of hit with some gold. I think I brushed it on with that Lindy Stamp Gang that Ginger sent me. I'm going to pull that up too so you can see that. It's really pretty and very shimmery. I just put it on with a paintbrush. Okay, and then there's also a pocket here. There's a photo mat and journaling spot. And my tag fell out. So this is one of those Tattered Angels acrylic shapes that you can, you know, ink or glimmer mist. So I inked it a little bit. There's also a little, gosh, I can't remember who makes those. Sorry about that. If I remember, I'll put it on my page down below. And then a little tag again with a rub-on from 7 Gypsies, just to do a tag, and journaling in a photo. There is a Spellbinder. No, this is around the corner die and a punch, and then I hit it with a little bit of copper glitter. Let me show you what I use for glue. This is my constant companion when I'm working in here. It's Art Glitter Designer Dries Clear Adhesive. And the reason I like it so much is because it has a teeny, let me see if I can put my hand behind there so you can see it, a teeny tiny little applicator nozzle. So it is similar to, oh, I don't have it right here, but you know, I have a glue pen that I use sometimes, but it seems like it dries too fast for me to glitter it or whatever I want to do. So this art glitter gives you a little Art Glitter Designer Dries Clear Adhesive, sorry. It has a little longer time to dry, so I have enough time that I can put it all the way around the edge here and then add the glitter, and I haven't had a problem with it drying out too soon. So that's what that is. Sorry, a long rambling discussion about that, but I couldn't do my work without that, I think. This is a flocked piece of paper, some more studs, and a couple little tickets for journaling, little notes, and this makes a little pocket right behind. Okay. This is another die. And what I did was, actually this was cut with my Cricut, I'm sorry. So I cut this with my Cricut on the gold foil, which you're hitting that with the light, sorry. And then I did a brown cardstock behind it. And then layered that on, and it becomes a pocket. Have a couple little journaling tags tucked in there. And then the flowers, part of the tab, holding the in the photo mat in the pocket. So when the tag is inserted in the envelope, the flower looks like it's coming off this vine. And another spot for journaling and a tag for photos and notes. And all I did was just kind of back that with a black scalloped circle, just to give the flower something to lift it up off, a little velvet leaf. Here's the other half of that acetate page, and it's got a punched border attaching it to the book. Then there's just a Martha Stewart butterfly. I've layered the flocked brown paper over a red cardstock. And there's a little, this is just a tiny little leaf I punched out of one of my punches, and it matched this basic gray leaf. I thought it was very cute to go on there. So that just tucks into the punched border. It sits right there. Okay, just a piece of ribbon layered with another brown ribbon, flower, and page for a place for a photo. There's a little journaling tag. Room for a photo. This is also this flocked paper that's been dry embossed and hit with a little bit of brown ink. And this little pocket is a leaf, so you can tuck a little note behind there. I think I had a tag for that, but it doesn't seem to have made it to the book. And, oh, my dragonfly stamp again. Big photo mat. Oh, and my other favorite stamp. I'm telling you, you know they're my favorite when they make it in the project more than once. Okay, and then this is cardstock that's been dry embossed, and I hit that with some copper ink and then I heat set it. Made a little pocket. This is a Martha Stewart punch. Okay, so let's talk about this one for a minute. These butterflies were coated with crackle accent. They're cut from the graphic 45 paper line. There's a memory box buckle die right there. I think you can see that. There's a little flower that I made with some flocked, I think they're hydrangea petals, and then this is another one of those Martha Stewart punches. It's a flower punch, and then I just curled the edges up like this. There's 2 layers of it, so I just punched it in black, and then I just started curling the layers up around the flower. Gives it a lot of dimension. This piece right here is a, what happens is I buy this adhesive tape, and it's basically 1.5 inches wide, and then I laid a piece of lace over the top of it, and then I used art glitter, and you spread the art glitter across the lace so that it sticks wherever the lace is the least thick. So wherever there's a void in the lace, the art glitter will stick. And then you tap all that off, and then you peel the lace off and you put the other glitter on. So I put the gray glitter on first, peeled the lace off, and then I put this champagne colored glitter on next. So the champagne glitter fills in the spots where the gray glitter didn't adhere. So it makes this really pretty. It looks like glittered lace. Anyway, so that's how I did that. This is a transparency. I just put a frame around it. This is some graphic 45 paper behind it, and it's open so you can slide a photo inside of it. And then on the back is a memory box die and just another little piece of lace. So that's my Nightfall mini album. I didn't put a title on this yet. Sometimes I don't put a lot of titles on the pages because I just feel like I need to know what pictures are going to go in here first before I decide what title will go on here. But if there's room for a little title here, or more likely right across here. So I really love working on this project. I really enjoyed grabbing stuff out of my scrap box and finding things that fit with this beautiful paper line, and I love the fall anyway, so the colors were fun to work with. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment. Thank you for watching.